This happened 3 years ago. I was living in a big city. I'd moved there for an acting job. It was my first time away from home, and all of a sudden I was in this new place without any family around me. I was feeling kind of lost. Then one day I met Emily. Everyone said she was an angel, kind, soft-spoken, with eyes that sparkled like heaven. I could see why people thought that way about her. She helped me find an apartment. She made me feel welcome in a strange city. She even introduced me to some of her friends, who became my friends too. I felt so lucky to have her in my life. At night her voice would change, low guttural, like gravel grinding against bone. I never heard her speak during the day, only at night. I was in my room one night, and I heard her voice coming from the hallway. I got out of bed and walked toward the sound. I found her standing over my dog's lifeless body, whispering in a language no human speaks. I don't want to be too dramatic, but it was as if every inch of her being was dedicated to evil. The next morning I buried the dog and avoided Emily. I told myself I was just tired and my mind was playing tricks on me. Maybe it was the move. Maybe it was being alone. I started to question my sanity. Then Emily found me and apologized. She said she didn't mean to scare me. I believed her and everything went back to normal, or so I thought. One night I woke up to scratching at my door, sat up in bed and listened. There it was again, scratching, as if someone were trying to climb in through the window. I got out of bed and crept toward the noise. As I neared the window, the scratching stopped. I looked out into the darkness, but there was nothing there. In the morning, I found 3 deep scratches on the sill. They weren't made by a cat, I knew that much. That same night, I heard Emily in the hallway again. I stepped out of my room and called her name. She didn't answer. Instead, she seemed to melt into the shadows. I searched for her, but I couldn't find her anywhere. So I went to my room and locked the door. Spent the night barricaded in my room, listening to scratching and whispering. When the sun finally came up, I unlatched the door and went out into the hall. The room was empty except for 3 things: a pile of ashes in the corner, a pentagram drawn in chalk on the floor, and a single black feather resting inside the pentagram. I don't know what kind of magic Emily was practicing, but I wanted no part of it. I packed a bag and left. I stayed with a friend for a few weeks until I could find a new place. One night I was watching TV in her living room when suddenly the lights flickered and went out. We were plunged into total darkness. Then we heard a knock at the door. 3 sharp knocks followed by a low, guttural voice that sounded like nails on a chalkboard. The voice called my name. My blood ran cold. I recognized that voice anywhere. It was Emily. She stood in front of me. Her face stretched unnaturally wide, revealing black veins pulsing beneath her pale skin. She looked like a demon. "I was never your savior," she hissed. I was sent to collect. Her eyes turned blood red, and the walls behind her began to bleed. I wanted to scream, but terror had frozen my voice. I tried to back away, but my feet wouldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. Then she lunged at me, her claws extended, and I woke up. I woke up screaming. The room was dark, but I could make out the shapes of the furniture. I was safe. I was so scared. I ran to the bathroom and splashed water on my face. I stared at my reflection, willing myself to calm down. Just a nightmare, I told myself. It's just a nightmare. But then I noticed something. Scratched into the bathroom mirror was a single word spelled out in Emily's blood-red lipstick. It read, "Run." I don't know how long I stayed in that bathroom. I don't want to remember. All I know is that when I finally came out, Emily was waiting for me, a twisted grin on her face. She looked beautiful, yet terrifying. Her eyes glittered with triumph. "Should have listened," she whispered, her voice like gravel on bone. "You should have run." Then she pounced. I screamed, but no sound came out. I tried to fight back, but it was no use. Emily was strong. Too strong. I felt her sharp teeth tear into my flesh. I felt her hot, fetid breath on my neck. Then everything went black. The last thing I remember is Emily's triumphant laugh echoing in my ears. When my friends found me the next morning, I was wearing Emily's skin.